We know that the Anunnaki come from their planet Nibiru. I bet you never heard the story of how the inhabitants of Nibiru ended up are descendants from a prior civilization here on Earth. Let me tell you the story. If we backtrack in time, we're going to find out that people that ended up being the civilization on Nibiru were hybrids of what once upon a time were the inhabitants here on Earth. How is this possible? Nibiru, known as the Red Planet, it's a volcanic red planet that produces its own energy from the inside core of the planet. That's why it's able to maintain heat when it travels all around to do this weird elliptical orbit that it does. 1 year for Nibiru to do its orbit around the sun is 3,650 years for us. So now you understand why the Anunnaki lived for so long. It's just a totally different species. But who were they before they were the Nibirians? And for that, we need to go back to Earth when it was called Tiamat, after its queen, the Draco reptilian Queen Tiamat. That is where the planet got its name from. Tiamat, the planet, was in our solar system. This rogue planet from outside of our solar system, called Nibiru, was destined to collide with it. There was going to be this massive collision. This rogue planet that was coming from outside of our solar system gets trapped in the orbit of our sun, and now destined to collide with Tiamat. The Anunnaki believe this to be Earth's origin story. Queen Tiamat was said to have given birth to all of the population of Earth. Thousands and thousands of years of laying reptilian eggs. Some to be 10 feet tall, and other dragon people, hybrid dragon people, that could reach even 60 feet of height. Races and colors of these draconian reptilian beings were unlimited. Inhabiting this planet, they knew they could see this rogue planet that inevitably was going to collide. There was going to be a world-devastating collision between the two worlds. Seeing the imminent danger coming, they decided to evacuate their planet, and they decide to head towards Lyra, settling on all different planets in the Lyra constellation, and they were safe from their world cataclysm. So they were refugees on all of these different worlds, with all of these different ethnicities and races of beings, and consequently found beings to mate with. And here come the draconian Lyran hybrids that one day would become the Anunnaki race, the Nibirians. Unfortunately, the children of these races were not accepted by either or. Unfortunately, these hybrids were neither Dracos or Lyrans. They were a hybrid. They were a mix of the two species. They had all different colored skin. They were just very particular, presenting the characteristics of both races with their humanoid appearance, but with a huge stature. Some had white hair. This was a result of the hybridization. And now you understand the mythology that is behind Game of Thrones and House of Dragons. Notice the white hair and the dragons? So all of these different people decide that they needed their own place to live on. They couldn't be treated like this on these other planets, seeing that they were hybrids and just simply didn't fit in. They started an interstellar exploration to find the perfect habitat, to find the perfect planet, seeing that theirs had been destroyed. And this is when they find the rogue planet with no inhabitants and no ruler, and decided that that's where they were going to establish their civilization. And Nibiru, the Red Planet, became the home of all of these different tribes. Unfortunately, in the future, all of these tribes started warring with each other for territory, just like our ancient tribes used to. But that's a story for another day. Follow if you want to know more about the history on Nibiru.